They've been lying to you your whole life. You were told to be fair, to be kind, to wait your turn. But while you hesitated, the ruthless moved forward. While you worried about morality and approval, they claimed power. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't ask for consent. They took what they wanted, calculated, relentless, unstoppable. If you want to stay weak, fair, and predictable, turn away. This isn't for you. But if you want influence, control, and dominance, stay with me. Comment Ruthless if you're ready to claim your power, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the secrets of strategy and dominance. Repeat, I act decisively. I am strategic. I am untouchable. Mercy and fairness are illusions designed to trap you in weakness. History is littered with those who paid the price for playing fair. Today, you'll see why they failed and how you can succeed where they didn't. Cesare Borgia. Borgia betrayed allies, struck decisively, and consolidated power while others hesitated. He removed obstacles without remorse, exploited trust, and turned fear into loyalty. Mercy was weakness. Ruthlessness was survival. Elizabeth I of England. Elizabeth feigned fairness, feigned friendship, and struck only when timing was perfect. Those who underestimated her were imprisoned or executed. Her ruthlessness secured her throne for decades. Julius Caesar. Caesar crossed the Rubicon, knowing full well it was treason. He acted decisively, and history remembers him not as a fair man, but as unstoppable. Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon's generosity was strategic. His ruthlessness toward enemies was total. He exploited arrogance, anticipated moves, and acted decisively. Fairness without calculation would have destroyed him. The rise of Machiavelli's Italy. Princes who trusted morality were destroyed. Those who acted decisively dominated. Machiavelli's The Prince isn't a guide to kindness. It's a survival manual for the ruthless. CEOs like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos act decisively, even ruthlessly, when others hesitate. Hesitation loses opportunities. Strategic ruthlessness builds empires. Fairness is a trap. Human instincts favor social approval, politeness, and hesitation. The ruthless override instinct with calculation, exploiting human biases, and seizing opportunities before others can react. Think of a situation where being fair or nice costs you power or opportunity. Visualize a ruthless alternative. Feel the control, the clarity, the dominance. That is the mindset that separates the weak from the unstoppable. Borgia versus Venetian rivals. Borgia's enemies underestimated him, expecting fairness. He betrayed trust, destroyed alliances, and claimed territories while they were paralyzed by hesitation. Ruthlessness is predictive power in action. Politicians who hesitate for morality lose elections. Those willing to manipulate perception and act decisively gain influence. Power rewards ruthlessness, not good intentions. Overly accommodating individuals are manipulated and ignored. Those who assert influence strategically dominate conversations, social groups, and networks. Fair negotiators are often exploited. Ruthless negotiators use leverage, timing, and psychology to secure dominance. Hesitation is defeat. Strategic ruthlessness is victory. Your mind favors fairness. It wants approval and avoids conflict. The ruthless override these instincts. They act with foresight, anticipate reactions, and seize control. Visualize your next social or professional interaction. Where could you act decisively and strategically? Imagine influencing outcomes without hesitation. This is mental rehearsal for dominance. Employees who are overly fair wait for recognition, avoid confrontation, and let opportunities pass. Colleagues who act decisively gain promotions, influence, and respect. Fairness can be exploited. Strategic, decisive individuals maintain influence and respect, while the passive are overlooked. Even in friendships and social groups, those who hesitate are manipulated. Ruthlessness isn't cruelty, it's awareness and action. Every negotiation, alliance, and betrayal required ruthless foresight. Principals who played fair failed. Those who acted decisively thrived. Pick one goal, career, social, or personal. Visualize removing hesitation, acting strategically, and claiming what you deserve. Feel the power. That is the mindset of the ruthless. Fairness is a trap. Hesitation is death. Mercy without strategy is weakness. You now understand the cost of playing fair. History, modern life, and psychology all confirm one truth: the ruthless dominate. Comment power if you're ready to stop being fair and start being strategic. And subscribe now to join those who refuse weakness. Repeat: I act decisively. I am unstoppable. I claim what is mine. Now, we will explore the mindset that makes the ruthless unstoppable: emotional detachment, anticipation of opponents, and bold, calculated action. Master this, and the world begins to bend to your strategy. Now that you've seen why fairness destroys ambition, the next step is to understand the mindset of the ruthless. History's greatest figures didn't just act, they thought. Every action, every word, every decision was calculated. Ruthlessness is not chaos. It is precise strategy. It begins with detachment, anticipation, and boldness. Detachment allows you to see reality clearly. Anticipation lets you predict moves before they happen. Boldness ensures you seize opportunities when they appear. Master these, and hesitation becomes impossible, mistakes vanish, and power bends to your will. To see this in action, let's start with detachment, the first pillar of ruthless thinking. Detachment, seeing clearly without emotion. Napoleon on the battlefield. Napoleon never allowed emotion to cloud his judgment. He calculated troop movements, anticipated enemy strategies, and sometimes sacrificed entire divisions, not from cruelty, but from strategic necessity. Emotional attachment would have cost him victories. Detachment made him unstoppable. Comment decisive if you're ready to master the ruthless mindset, and subscribe now to never miss these strategies for power and influence. Repeat: I act decisively. I anticipate. I dominate. Steve Jobs and business decisions. Jobs famously let go of friends and trusted colleagues if they blocked progress. He didn't hesitate. He didn't rationalize. Detachment allowed him to focus solely on results, not relationships. In Renaissance Italy, leaders executed allies who hesitated or faltered. Detachment allowed leaders to make brutal decisions without personal guilt. Emotion is a leash. Detachment is freedom. Emotions cloud judgment. Fear, sympathy, loyalty, these are predictable human weaknesses. The ruthless suppress them selectively. Detachment allows you to see opportunity, risk, and strategy clearly. Think of one recent decision where emotion influenced you. Visualize yourself approaching it detached, weighing only strategy and results. What would you do differently? Think several moves ahead. Julius Caesar versus Pompey. Caesar anticipated Pompey's hesitation and crossed the Rubicon. He predicted political moves, understood human behavior, and acted before his rivals could react. Anticipation is predictive power. It allows the ruthless to act before the weak even understand the game. In political campaigns, leaders who anticipate opponent strategies dominate debates, elections, and narratives. Hesitant leaders react. Strategic leaders predict. Great chess players anticipate opponents' moves 5 to 10 steps ahead. In life, ruthless thinkers do the same, predicting reactions, leveraging weaknesses, and planning contingencies. Anticipation turns chaos into controlled outcomes. Anticipation requires observation and pattern recognition. It allows you to exploit weaknesses before others notice them. Without it, boldness becomes reckless. With it, ruthlessness is unstoppable. Think of a scenario where you want to influence an outcome. Predict potential reactions of others. Plan your moves accordingly. Visualize the consequences. This mental rehearsal trains your mind for dominance. Act without hesitation. Alexander the Great. Alexander seized opportunities fearlessly. When others hesitated, he attacked decisively, even in situations that seemed impossible. Boldness transforms potential into reality. Hesitation invites loss. Successful entrepreneurs take calculated risks that others avoid. Boldness in action, backed by anticipation and detachment, creates empires, disrupts industries, and reshapes society. Generals who hesitate lose battles, even when they have superior forces. Boldness, guided by strategy, is lethal. Ruthlessness without boldness is wasted potential. Boldness convinces others of your power. Indecision signals weakness. The mind of the ruthless converts observation into immediate, decisive action, overwhelming opponents before they can respond. Think of one bold move you've avoided. Visualize yourself executing it with detachment and anticipation. Feel the power. This is training for strategic ruthlessness in real life. Employees who hesitate lose promotions. Those who anticipate challenges, detach from personal feelings, and act boldly gain influence and respect. Negotiators who wait for the perfect moment are often exploited. Those who act strategically and decisively dominate outcomes. Even in friendships, hesitation allows others to manipulate or control. Ruthlessness requires detachment, anticipation, and bold action to command respect and influence. Choose one goal in your life. Apply detachment, anticipation, and boldness. Visualize yourself acting decisively with strategic ruthlessness. Feel the shift in control and influence. Comment invisible if you're ready to operate beyond hesitation and control perception. And subscribe now to join those who refuse weakness. Repeat, I act strategically. I am untouchable. I seize opportunity. We will move from mindset into action, manipulation as a weapon, strategic decision-making, and applying ruthless psychology in daily life. Prepare to take control where others falter. Now that you've mastered attachment, anticipation, and bold action, it's time to wield influence like a weapon. The ruthless understand that perception, emotion, and expectation are tools to control others. Manipulation isn't evil, it's strategy. And when applied wisely, it ensures success while others flounder. To manipulate strategically, you must understand human desires, anticipate reactions, and control information. Every interaction becomes a chessboard. Every word, a move. Every pause, a trap. Comment fearless if you're ready to act strategically in every area of life, and subscribe now to join those who refuse weakness. Repeat, I act decisively. I influence. I dominate. Let's examine the ways the most ruthless figures in history and modern life manipulate to dominate. Borgia and Venetian diplomacy. Cesare Borgia manipulated allies and enemies alike. He offered friendship when it suited him, fear when it was necessary, and loyalty only when advantageous. He controlled perception, and everyone danced to his strategy. Machiavelli taught that appearances matter more than virtue. A prince may appear fair while acting ruthlessly behind the scenes. Influence is perception, not morality. CEOs and entrepreneurs manipulate perception, control negotiations, and exploit human desires to dominate markets. Those who are naive about influence are always outmaneuvered. Even in social groups, subtle influence shapes behavior. Those who anticipate desires, plan ideas, or use strategic silence become leaders. The weak are manipulated before they realize it. Humans are predictable. Fear, greed, envy, desire for approval, these are levers. The ruthless understand this and use them to control outcomes without overt force. Think of a recent social or professional interaction. How could you subtly influence the outcome? Plan one strategic action to control perception, manipulate expectations, or leverage emotion. Ruthless decision-making. Napoleon made decisions that seemed ruthless, sacrificing short-term gains for long-term dominance. Every choice was calculated, every risk measured, and hesitation never factored in. CEOs often fire employees, shut divisions, or pivot markets with ruthless decisiveness. Those who hesitate risk collapse. Those who act strategically dominate industries. Even daily life requires decisive, strategic action, choosing which opportunities to pursue, which relationships to end, or which risks to take. Hesitation costs power. The ruthless decide, act, and dominate. Ruthless decision-making is not impulsive. It is deliberate, strategic, and guided by foresight. It requires detachment, anticipation, and the courage to act when others hesitate. Pick one personal or professional decision you've been delaying. Visualize executing it decisively and strategically. Anticipate obstacles and outcomes. Feel the clarity and control. This is your training for unstoppable action. Use observation, anticipation, and strategic action to influence colleagues, negotiations, and leadership decisions. Subtle cues, well-timed words, and calculated silence can shift outcomes dramatically. Identify patterns of behavior, anticipate reactions, and act strategically. Influence perception, plan ideas subtly, and guide interactions. Power doesn't need to be visible. It is applied through control. Subtle cues, timing, and expectation management allow you to dominate groups without overt conflict. Manipulation is psychological leverage. Used wisely, it secures influence effortlessly. Renaissance princes and advisors used rumors, false appearances, and strategic secrecy to maintain dominance. Those who underestimated perception lost everything. Identify one relationship where you can apply subtle influence. Plan a small, strategic action that guides behavior or perception. Observe results without force. This is dark psychology in practice. Absolute rulers maintain dominance not through fairness, but through perception, anticipation, and ruthless action. Alliances, betrayals, and calculated fear were tools of survival and control. Political and corporate leaders use strategy, timing, and perception management to dominate outcomes. Those who hesitate lose influence and power. Ruthlessness consolidates control. Ruthlessness is about outcome, not emotion. Strategic manipulation and decisive action turn potential into dominance. Weakness is delay. Hesitation is irrelevance. Visualize one area of your life where you want dominance. Plan your moves with detachment, anticipation, and strategic influence. Imagine controlling perception, outcomes, and reactions. This mental rehearsal is your tool for power. You've learned the cost of fairness, the mindset of the ruthless, and the tools of strategic manipulation. You understand detachment, anticipation, boldness, and control. Now it's your choice: remain weak or claim dominance. Comment ruthless if you're ready to stop playing fair and start claiming what is yours. And subscribe now to unlock the full power of dark psychology. Repeat: I act strategically. I am untouchable. I seize opportunity. This is more than a philosophy. It's a blueprint for life. Apply these lessons, and the world bends to those who refuse hesitation. Embrace strategy and act with calculated ruthlessness. Fairness is dead. Ruthlessness wins. Your move